Welcome back. And joining me right now is my guest, Richard Oriri, your well-known public affairs analyst. I see that many of you, if you had the opportunity, you would have handed him like a plaque of honor every time he comes on air. Welcome, Richard.
It's my pleasure. Good morning, sir.
Right.
And good morning, Nigerians.
All right. So, like I was saying, I'll just touch a few of the very interesting headlines that were read out. One has to do with the federal government begging nurses, and that's what I was talking about just before my guest came. But why do you always have to wait till the strike begins? Why do we always trifle with very serious matters? So, federal government begs nurses to return to work. You have that story, and then you have the story of federal government deploying about 145 billion naira to do electrification projects across 6 universities, UNN, UI, University, Obafemi Awolowo University, ABU, I think Taraba University, and one or two other ones, and the teaching hospital. Now, 145 billion for that. And then the federal government, in conjunction with the states, are also going to be attending to 1,000 Nigerians per ward. That's about 8,809 wards. So they want to do economic stimulus. They're going to be supporting economically active people, 1,000 per ward across the country, and maybe support them with some grants. And I hope that Nigerians can take this news seriously and follow up on it, and let's see where this takes us to. Because if you truly do 1,000 people per ward, that's huge, and I hope that this succeeds. I hope that this makes a difference. So that's another major story there. And then ADC seems to be getting deeper into crisis, even as the former deputy chairman is beginning to trade tackles with Mark and claiming to be the party chairman. So crisis brewing again in that party. And then you also have the tenure extension of the CG of Customs. I think some people have started carrying that as at yesterday. Now, these are some of the topics we have, and Daily Trust led with, if I remember correctly, 34 million Nigerians at risk of hunger as UN AIDS program ends. So these are some of the stories. Then the appeal court opposed Ayedatiwa, the Ondo State Governor, Ayedatiwa's victory. These are some of the stories. So, Richard, it will depend on you which way you want to go.
Yeah. First, we have to start from the issue of 1,000 Nigerians
per ward
to receive a grant from federal government is very essential. We have been tagged as a palliative country before, and these grants, which angle is the grant to be channeled to? That is one thing. And who are the people to supervise, to oversee the implementation of this grant, 1,000 per ward across Nigeria? If it will be channeled to the right people,
right,
I think Nigerians will applaud the policy. But another fear again will be that some Nigerians, most Nigerians, will be afraid that the policy, the implementation of this beautiful idea of the government might be hijacked by politicians.
Exactly.
And if it is hijacked by politicians, it means alternatively they will target vote buying strategy of the current administration. And if funds, either 100,000 per person times 1,000 every ward, is given to 1,000 households in Nigeria, in all the political wards, just look at it. 1,000 households, maybe if it is women that they are channeling it to, every household 1,000. I made this proposal of 100,000. I made this proposal before the NCPA coordinator last 2 weeks, that if in all the political wards in Nigeria, at least 50 persons, 50 households are targeted to receive certain grants from government, because whatever that is given to women, married women at the local rural area, you have given, if it is 100,000 you give to one woman in every community, you have given that 100,000 to 100 people, because there are chain of other dependents in every on every woman in every household.
Why on every woman? Why not on every man?
One man, if you give to man, that man will not use it for the home front.
What will you use it for?
That man will use it either to go and drink beer or to go and eat pepper soup with possibly concubine outside the home. But even you as a married man, I am speaking from experience.
All right.
As a married man, if you have 5,000 or 5 million today, if you are able to give your wife 2 million out of the 5 million, don't be surprised. That 2 million you've given to your wife will be the one meant for the home. The 3 million left with you is no longer for the home front. Possibly, you may even squander this 3 million naira and revert back to your wife again for assistance. Well, you get my point. So every woman,
so just proceed with your
every household, every woman, they have this sense of belonging in every home more than the men. I'm telling you the truth.
Yes. I think, Richard, don't deviate from your analysis. Just follow your analysis.
What I am saying, the analysis, I'm not deviating. If 100,000 is given to every household,
yes, let's get back on track.
there are a chain of people attached to a particular woman in every household. That's why I said married women who have chain of dependence. It means your daughter, your son, if you have 5 children in that home, your husband will equally be aware that you receive 100,000 from this government. So on the day of election, this number of persons going to the polling unit, they wouldn't want the same government to fail the election, because they would want that amount of money to continue. They want that gesture from the government to continue. And the government in their own way, if it's going through politicians and go directly to these people in this form, they will tell them, this money you are receiving, if you vote our party out,
you will get more.
You will not get again.
Oh.
Yes, if you vote
out. Okay.
If you vote our party out, you will not get this money again. Yes. But if you vote us in, you will continue again.
Yeah, sure.
No one that will deviate you from your stand. So, but on the other side of hand of it again, if they will do it objectively and allow possibly civil servants who are not politicians to manage these grants going to Nigerian rural communities or households, I think it will be an excellent policy. But the implementation is another key area where we should be looking at now.
Very important.
It's very good, because the level of poverty, starvation, hunger going on in Nigeria today, I keep telling you, before now, what we experienced was rural-urban migration. But presently now is urban-rural migration, because the kind of, how do I even put it? The level of management in the city now is so high.
The austerity, the economic
situation in the city is too high. House rent has skyrocketed, and nobody is looking towards that direction to see how landlords will reduce their rent. Tenants are over pressured by landlords presently now in all cities, not just in Abuja. If you go to Enugu, the same thing. If you go to even Nasarawa here, the Lafia is the same thing. Almost every other city now, house rent has gone so high. And NEPA bill is there. Water, pure water now, you can't buy pure water even for 20 naira again in Abuja. Pure water, one sachet of pure water, can't get it 20. So that thing has really made so many people to move from the urban city to the rural area, where at least you, even if you don't have house of your own, you can still have a place where you can
family
rent.
house.
Like in my village, you can still have a place where you rent for 2,500 naira a month. A house where you will stay for 2,500 a month, 12 months is far less than what we are paying in the city here.
That's just 30,000 a year.
Yeah, so encouraging Nigerians to go to the rural area is very key too. And if they are giving this grant to wards in Nigeria, they should equally consider the youth department, because in every political ward, every ward now in Nigeria, we have youth wing who have leaders, youth leaders. Like in my ward, they elected the youth in my ward elected their youth leader yesterday. They elected their new youth leader yesterday. Now work hand in hand with the traditional council and even the women wing. So they should equally carry out the youth in this benefit, not just households where married men and married women will be the beneficiary. They should carry youth along as well, because the brunt of what we are facing in Nigeria presently is youth. And most youth now in our communities, they are graduates, because no employment in the city, you have no other thing doing in the city. The best thing you do, you go to your community where we have vast land for farming, and most of them they are into farming now. So it's a very good policy, but implementation is key. And even if they set up a committee that will manage it, they should equally set up feedback. There should be a feedback mechanism. Yeah, there should be a feedback mechanism. Who will go, those that will go independently to the field to monitor what they are doing and give a report to government. Because if you allow those in charge of the implementation to carry out this thing on their own, at the end, we will not have result. But if there is feedback mechanism, those who will independently go to supervise, monitor what is going on without them knowing and giving report back to government, it will be very good. So that those who are not doing it in the way that they are supposed to be doing it, once report get to government, they will withdraw such people out and get fresh people to carry out the exercise. It's a beautiful policy that can help us. Subsidy has been removed. Instead of channeling all the subsidy profit to governors who are not doing the needful to these local people, government should find this kind of way of directly reaching, channeling this fund now to NCPA. NCPA, that's what's the
National Social Intervention
Investment Program Agency or something like that. So they should channel it to that department, that's Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, to handle it, and there should be serious monitoring.
Great one. I do hope that the relevant authorities are listening to Richard, because that makes a whole lot of sense. This is a fantastic program, but we have had fantastic programs in times past. We had Sure Peace sometime. We had what's this one that came under Empower, and so on and so forth. We do hope that this really flies. So let's go to the next one. The federal government is asking nurses to return to work.
Like you said, I aligned myself with you. I listened to one of the nurses talking on one of the national televisions in the night yesterday, and her point was that for the past 40 years, that is 4 decades, nurses in Nigeria did not go on strike. That shows high level of patriotism. And that what is happening now is not, they are not happy with what is going on. and that they are feeling the pains with Nigerians, but they have no other option. Even before this strike, that they gave window to the government. Whether it was, she said the other 15 days, how many days for government to come for them to negotiate. Now, initially, the point they raised for government to handle about 13 points, but they reduced it to even 9 now, because they attended to some. They reduced it to even 9, and now this 9, they have been giving government opportunity for talk, but government refuses. They never made any move to reach out to them. How do we go about this until the strike yesterday now that they are coming for talk, which is not good for us
at all. Not good at all.
Proactive measure is important, not this fire brigade approach. And now I see a place where government is pushing for one law.
One law against to regulate activities of trade unions.
Trade unions.
Yes.
That one is totally out of it. Totally out of it. That is, they are telling us, they are now trying to tell us that what we should be practicing, with the government, type of government we are practicing in Nigeria is liberal authoritarianism. You are mixing up liberalism with authoritarianism, not allowing people to freely exercise their rights as citizens operating in a democratic state, which is not good. If such law should come up, I don't think it will be good, because the 3 angles to accountability in democracy, that diagonal angle will be automatically thrown out by the law. The diagonal angle where you have the media, you have these NGOs checkmating government agencies, telling them this thing you are doing is not good, this one you are doing is good. Trade unions coming up to say, no, we can't accept this. And if you do this, the only tool they have
is the strike.
For negotiation is either strike. You understand?
When all else fails.
All means to resolving the solution, the issue fails. The only tool is strike. So, and if that aspect is being shamed, I think we will have another name to be given to the type of democracy we operate in the country. It's not good. It's not good at all. So if you look at what the nurses are saying, they say for over four decades, nurses in Nigeria have not gone on strike. And if you when you visit the hospitals now, from there yesterday, if you visit hospitals, you will know very well that the bulk of the work in all the hospitals in Nigeria is done by nurses.
Correct.
So they shouldn't be taken for granted. They are trying and they are doing their best to save lives.
And you know, Richard, I don't understand how we play our games. This is a time when nurses around the world are in very high demand. Now, how are you going to keep those ones here if they have opportunity now of going outside, where they will get better working conditions, better pay, and better accommodation, everything. So if the ones here, we're crying that JAPA has taken away too many of our medical professionals, and then the few ones that are sticking it out, that are managing, that are being patriotic, you also treat them like trash. I don't understand. I don't understand.
See, I am not praying for any wrong thing to happen in the country. But if you check history, 1979, 80, 81, 82, 83, that period when Shagari was in government, most of these things we are experiencing today, there are things that happened in that year through Shagari's period. Employment and exchange rate, importation of rice, in fact, too many things, unemployment, those were the things that made the military to struggle. Hardship, poverty, everywhere. It was as if Shagari was not in charge of the government, or he doesn't know management of the country. So that was what made military to come in. And almost the same thing, if you go back to history and read about what were the reasons before the military came on board that time. Know that there was war in Nigeria, and that period was a period where, when we have oil boom, 1970 towards Shagari time.
Yeah.
Serious. In fact, the whole of African continent, they were running to Nigeria
For aid.
for aids, for help, for employment, for job. But today, it's Nigerians that are running out. Even to Ghana, that we sent them back in that time. It was Shagari.
Essentially.
They sent Ghanaians out of the country. Over 2 million registered immigrants, where majority of them are Ghanaians. That time they came into Benin Republic to Nigeria to come and do menial job, teaching profession mostly by the Ghanaians. But today it's Nigerians that are running to Ghana.
Even to go and do crime and do prostitution.
Prostitution in Ghana. The whole of African continent, we are looking up to Nigeria. Also the giant of Africa came on board through that period. The first oil discovery was around 1953. As early as that, 1953. And from then to 70, it became so large. That was where these Ajip and all these oil companies came to Nigeria for exploration. Today, we are still in that level of poverty that other African countries were.
It's sad.
Everywhere is choked in the country. So, this palliative they are talking about is good, and then our nurses, they should be taken proper care of. The health department in Nigeria is dying. The current minister is doing his best. He's trying. But the best, they are not enough.
The best is not. It's not good
see
enough.
Education, almost everywhere.
In actual fact, even the governors themselves at the NEC meeting yesterday identified that education is in crisis and that they are declaring emergency. Only God knows what emergency.
The emergency they are declaring, my brother, is to open avenue for siphoning. You know that the fund is there. They have the fund. They have the fund. If you go to the state, go to every local government in Nigeria, almost every local government in Nigeria, if you see the population, there is not much that they cannot be managed. What the people and the rural, what they need is not something much.
Exactly.
It's not something much. There are still communities in Nigeria that have not known electricity since the beginning of this world. There are still communities in Nigeria that don't even know anything about modern medication. It's sad. It's sad. You talked about electrification.
Yes, of some universities.
Of universities.
Yes.
Very good.
Fantastic.
Very good. It's a good idea, good policy. Because university, that's where we have presently now agencies that are in charge of research. Government don't even look after them. The only area where you can see good researchers is in the university environment. That's the only place you can see good researchers. And if they don't have steady power supply, it will affect their work. Even if you are giving them steady power supply, almost all I think all universities in Nigeria, especially private universities, should have internet system. Minister of Education should do something about that. As you are giving them electricity,
Give them
steady power supply, provide avenue where they can access free internet Wi-Fi in all the universities, both for students and teachers. If there's no good research system, no country survive without research. See US, that is very big, very big in every aspect. The first time in the history of America that their defense budget rose to the tune of $1 trillion. $1 trillion in the history, first time in the history of America. This 70% of this budget to the defense, they are going for research. They are going for research to increase their defense strength, capability. Tomorrow now, if they release another bomb plane, the one they released during that time of Iran, then we shook the whole world, because we saw such plane for the first time. It was from their research department. You understand? They develop it from brain. Any country that don't cherish research, you can't grow. You will remain stagnant. Both in agri sector, sure. Both in health, both in mechanization, both in everything. Common handset, Nigeria, we have not been able to produce phone. Handset, we still buy from China, Finland, Germany.
I think you're asking, Richard, I think you're asking for too much. Your country that still imports toothpick. You're talking of food. You're talking of food.
It's a problem.
You're importing toothpick. This toothpick.
Not that we don't have the resources to provide, to manufacture, to in fact to do all of this, and not that we don't have the human capacity. We have human. Our people, Nigerians, they are the best in the world.
Exactly.
They are the best in the world. But just give them the platform.
The enabling environment.
The enabling environment is not there. Give them the platform. Philip Emagwai, you see, US doing a lot. Once they see them, they pick them, and you will see them again. Once they pick their see you pick you. We have the best brain surgeon from my local government. It's in US. We have there many. If you go to the West and count the number, you know the field, both health, aeronautic, every department, they have them in surplus. If you go to the West, come to the North, go to the East, they are in fact, you get them in abundance, but they are not found here because the environment is not
conducive.
Even when they see that you are doing well, the next thing, the African angle to eat, someone will send the assassin to come and kill you and finish the beautiful ideas you have in your brain.
For many years, do you remember there was this man who said he had cure? I don't know, he had cure for HIV/AIDS. I think one Igala man or something, or whether Igala or Idoma. Eventually, that whole idea was lost in very interesting, very funny circumstances. Exactly. Whereas I'm sure if that thing was from somebody, a European or something, they would have done everything to make sure that research is conducted. If he needed support, he will get support, and before you know, a solution will come. But Richard, you are the analyst.
I met with this person some months ago, Professor Tim Menakaya from Anambra State. I think the first medical professor of medicine in Nigeria, I believe. Professor Tim Menakaya, former minister of health. What he was telling me about health in Nigeria, and how they who are in the field, they are everywhere, they are in the country now. The government is not even thinking of how do we go to harvest these people.
Tap from their knowledge, from their experience.
Keep them in one place for them to be researching for this country. They are not tired though. Professor Borisiwu is there. Former INEC chairman. Maurice Iwu is a medical doctor.
He's in the medical
From our Imo state now.
Is he still alive? Okay.
He's alive. Professor Maurice Iwu. He's assisting No Hope Uzodinma in the health department in Imo State.
Imo State, okay.
Maurice Iwu, he knows so much about herbal medicine. So we have them too many that are in this country. What of the former VC of Abuja University, Professor Mike Adiku? He's a medical. He's a pharmacist. Himself, the wife, and they are specialists in the field. We have them plenty. But Nigeria, you don't even hear their name until television announce them that this person is dead. Our government don't go back to look for, to search for Nigerians who are silently not being used in the security sector. When I interviewed former director of military intelligence, defense intelligence of Nigeria, Haliru Akilu. I interviewed him in Kano, in his home, quiet home in Kano. He said for over 50 or how many years, Nigerian government never searched for them to see this security problem. Come. Those of you who have retired, come. You sit and think of what to do. You see the experience. You can't buy it. You can't buy it. And he has so much respect for this man, former defense intelligence, and that one he took over from, what is that his name? I've forgotten the name. He respects him so much. That one too is still alive. He's still alive in the north. Hey, I've forgotten the man's name. They are there. He said before now, what they normally do during the Obasanjo time or so, what they do, those of them who are retired director of DSS, retired the IG of police, retired the NIA, the DG NIA, retired the DG Defense, retired NSA, all of them normally meet
to proffer solutions,
to have discussion and just take tea. No, government is not paying them.
Nothing.
Look, that government is paying them
just to provide a forum. Hello, good morning.
For security of the country.
Hello, good morning.
You're welcome.
Yeah, my name is Happy, calling from Niger State.
Okay, you're welcome. Please, let's have your contribution.
I greet your guest.
Good morning, sir.
And good morning. Your guest is doing a wonderful job there.
Thank you very much.
So all what is analyzing is really on point.
Thank you very much.
And I really want to appreciate the KAFTANTV for you giving us an opportunity so that we can contribute to what is really going in this country.
Thank you so much.
In fact, this country is supposed to be in a sober moment.
Why?
Because it's just unfortunate in this country. So many things are just going wrong every day. And our leaders, they are just doing little or nothing to take this country to where it's supposed to be in the community of nations. This country, in fact, we have suffered a lot. But they are doing something. We should be patient. That's how 8 years of Buhari, they say we should be patient. 8 years come and go, nothing happens. We are now in the regime of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. We are still hearing the same thing. According to what your guest said, see the fantastic analysis and we have the best brain in this country. We have the best. In fact, I was watching one TV station one day, and one man said something. He said we are too rich to be poor. And it's true. But see what we are going through today. We that we are living in the rural area, we know what is really happening. Forget all the things that the government officials on the top they are saying. They didn't know what is happening in this country. They didn't know what is really happening in this country. I think they are even living in the entire Nigeria. I think they are not. If sometimes when you hear the government officials talking, you will even be you'll be surprised that if people really know, are they even living in Nigeria or they are living somewhere else? So this country, in fact, nothing is really working. The poverty level is going higher by day. And according to what you said, that is it until when the people that demand for their rights, until they go to strike, before the government will even come out and even talk to them. After now, they say they are working, they are doing this, they are doing that. And the common thing that government should handle, that will even benefit the masses, but I don't blame them, because they are not taking their medical, they are not, most of them, they are not using the general hospital.
All right, Abe. I must say thank you. And for calling in. I really do appreciate your contribution. Thank you so much. Yeah. So the man aligns entirely with you, and we see. I think that Nigerians. Let's take the second one. Hello. Yeah.
Good morning. It's Colin Sobi.
Okay. From Benue, right?
From Benue State.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You see, like, let me go little about this loss issue. I want at least one or two of our present senator or House of Rep now to imagine if they are in the hospital now and there is no nurse to take care of them.
Imagine.
What do they do? And it's because of all these things that they refuse to go to our hospital here. Even if it is just common head again, fly abroad. And thank God it is their cost they are bringing up now, no problem. Now, if you look at this security issue now, if really wants to stop the situation, we can do it. We have the capability to do it. If you go to the West now, I have about 2-3 friends outside. One is in Canada, one is in Germany, and one is in Spain. One called me the other time when we lost one of our brothers in Omogun because of this S-men of it. He said we refuse to solve the situation and we continue to die like that. That our government are not ready. Like I was saying, this nurse issue now, somebody was like making comment this morning in Trust TV that the outcome that came back, they give you about 130 million naira of it. That even our nurse, they could not pay them. They have tried, they bring trophy for us. What are politicians, what are they bringing for us? I concur. We happen to hear that the last month, every senators, we are giving to 2 billion. What are they using this money for? As of 1 billion. There is no information that doesn't go to the masses. If this thing continues like this, I pray. But if you are afraid of death, even if you sleep, you can still die. So it comes to a point that maybe everybody will be ready to die. What are they here for? What are they doing for?
Well, while we are still alive, let's look for solutions.
It is going wrong. Now everything is affecting we the farmers now. The chemical we cannot buy, fuel we cannot buy. But they still have to be put in place. We are being pushed to the wall enough. Thank you.
Thank you, Collins. Thank you very much. Very regular caller.
Collins, my brother, forgot to even draw our attention. Yesterday, the governor of Benue State sacked all commissioners.
Yeah.
And possibly for lack of performance, because the 8 names he has submitted to the State Assembly this morning, none of the 8 commissioners surface in the 8th, meaning he sacked them for non-performance. You understand? It's everywhere. And these governors, they are the ones, the president, present president, he has done so much. If you listen to the governor of Kaduna State interview yesterday on the Arise TV, you will go home and stone your governor.
Don't stone anybody.
You will go home and stone your governor.
Hello.
The president is giving them intervention separate from allocation.
Thank you.
My name is Abakar calling you from Gwagwalada. Happy New Month.
Same to you.
Thank you. It is very unfortunate the current situation of our nurses and midwives taking industrial action shouldn't have reached this level. Their grievances ought to have been addressed before this time, because they belong to a critical sector, health sector of a nation. It all take care of our common health. So it should not be treated with levity. We hope the magnanimous president who shower millions of cash on the winning Falcons will look in the direction of the striking nurses and midwives, because a lot of Nigeria now, they are in critical condition, most especially the patients. So they should do all that it will take to make sure the striking nurses and midwives return to their various duty posts. That is my take this morning. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Abubakar. Thank you.
You spoke well.
Yeah.
Very, very well.
That's it. I mean, if you can do this, do this. That was the issue that day, that spread the goodies around. Hello?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Yeah, my name is Mazi Okorafu. I'm calling from Arochukwu in Abia State.
Mazi Kekode.
My brother,
No.
Yes, sir. Now, when we look at the issues on the ground, the papers, my main interest is this of National Assembly calling on NNPs. You see, in Nigeria, Dangote said he's going to give us cooking gas less than 900 naira per kg. That he's going to give us less than 700 or 800. Now, international traders frustrating it. Now, the money for this NNPC, they said they should account for. They said that's a setting committee to give them 21 days, 20 days, 14 days. To me, it doesn't make sense. Every day, this is told to the committee. When they bring the report, they say they refer to committee, another committee to refer. At the end of the day, the year will run, everything will be set under the committee. But the thing is the way forward. All those directors that you were told that over 900 something billion in their directors, can they call those directors to produce those money for now? So that the government will use that putting this our refineries in order. We were just very shameful. An oil producing country like Nigeria, we are still importing. We're not going to do to import, but people here so called international elite traders frustrating it. And the one already there that meant for this project, that is meant for everybody something can have in this country. Some group of human beings who feel their almighty, their finance. How did this one have talk in their foreign account, bought properties, and killing people? You see, you know how people are suffering. When the government have provided all this, but some group of human beings decide to pay. I don't know
Exactly.
the type of gain or the type of interest of people get to frustrate human beings. But Nigeria should listen. Frustration or whether I frustrate that vanity or poverty. You saw what happened in Ukraine, Russia, years ago. How earthquake happened in that country. They have to be very careful because this one.
Mazi, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mazi. If we give you even 10 minutes, it won't be enough. But thank you for always calling in. Thank you for all your contributions on our various programs. Well, he has spoken there. That's what Richard was talking about a while ago, saying you have a fantastic program. If you try to reach out to 1,000 people per word, that's a fantastic outreach to Nigerians, and it will definitely make a huge difference. But the issue is, who are going to be the managers. Hello? This must be the last call on this show this morning. Good morning.
Good morning. I will say some analysis on the television now.
All right.
Yeah, KAFTAN TV.
Yes.
So that they are happy now.
Yes.
I want to communicate them. I want to communicate them. Is it possible?
You are already on air.
Okay, sir. My name is Ifai Mark.
Okay, go on please, quickly. We have little or no time.
I'm coming.
Go ahead, you're calling from where?
I'm coming from National State.
Go on please.
But in fact, I'm happy for your program.
Thank you.
So what people are doing now is telling us that Nigeria still have people. So my dear, what I want you to tell is that please, all these nurses, they are always in danger when there is outbreak of any communicable disease. They are number one to face the danger. When coronavirus came, they suffer, they die. Lesser fever, they are always in danger.
Right. Ifeanyi Mark, thank you so very much.
So I want if people can help us to go to like channel television. Give us a bit of program now. Then Nigerians will be happy.
All right.
In fact,
All right. All right. Thank you very much. Thanks, Ifeanyi Mark. Thanks for your contribution this morning. That's the size of the show this morning. Ifeanyi Mark from Lafia is saying, let's attend to our issues quickly, just like Mazi Okorafa was also talking. And I was talking about how Richard said, who are the people who are going to manage the grants? Those are the issues. We have fantastic programs, fantastic policies all the time, but alas, several times it doesn't make any headway. Thank you so much for coming, Richard.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you very, very, very much. And I do hope and pray that in a very short while we will see the Nigeria of our dreams in our own time. Imagine a beautiful world, imagine a beautiful Nigeria inside that world. Now, it's time to go. Thank you very much, fantastic production team. You are great. Take it from me, and you can go have a drink. Have a drink on, whatever you like. Have whatever you want, wine, whatever it is that you want. Just tell them that the Super Falcons will pay.
I hope you are not
Bye-bye from me. My name is Dayo. Omogun. Bye for now.